Hello, it is March 17th, which means yes, it is St. Patrick's Day all day. I hope this day finds you and your family well. Episode 76, you are probably either knee deep in a pint of Guinness and a bowl of Lucky Charms or at work slogging through quotidian tasks. Either way, I hope that you're able to celebrate a little bit of the Irish in you and have a wonderful day. On today's episode, we will do a little St. Patrick's Day stuff. We'll talk about some fun facts. I'll give you some memories and some musings on the day. We will talk about F1 racing and how it is superior to any other NASCAR or American enterprise. And lastly, is it getting harder to find things on the internet? We'll dive into that. So let's begin. St. Patrick's Day, the day that everyone loves to day drink and behave irresponsibly. St. Patrick, he wasn't even Irish. He was born in Roman Britain, which is modern-day England, Scotland, and Wales, around 390 A.D. So he is, it's been a while. He was kidnapped and enslaved. He was captured by Irish pirates, actually, and taken to Ireland, where he lived as a slave for 6 years, actually. St. Patrick's Day has no particular religious ties. It's more about Irish pride and heritage. The first Irish St. Patrick's Day parade, according to the internet, this is true, St. Augustine, Florida, 1601. So we have been reveling in the streets for some time now. Around here, the big celebrations are going to be obviously Chicago, where they dye the river green. I'm told that is a biodegradable dye that is not harmful to the environment. I will trust them on that. The town where I'm currently residing, we had a little St. Patrick's Day parade on the weekend, and it was very pleasant. We had good weather. The U17 Irish hockey team was actually in town for a tournament and was able to be in the parade. And there was candy thrown out, and the end of the parade, we have a guy dressed up as St. Patrick, and it's a good time. Let's see. So, what other fun facts can we find here? St. Patrick and the Snakes, apocryphal story, would be cool. He didn't actually banish snakes from Ireland. That is sort of a legend, not historically accurate. You probably knew that as well. Four-leaf clovers are rare, considered lucky. Good luck finding one. They are exceedingly rare to find in nature. They do exist, obviously. Mostly a metaphor, though, for good luck, right? And there are no female leprechauns. According to Irish folklore, leprechauns are exclusively male. Now, on this podcast and in my life, I'm an equal opportunist. I think anybody can be a leprechaun as long as they have the wee bit of Irish spirit in them. So, whatever you're doing for St. Patrick's Day, I hope it's fun and safe and enjoyable. I will probably have a pint or two myself. I have abstained at this point in my life from anything colored green in terms of beer, and so I'll probably just be doing an IPA or something. So, or a Guinness. Can't go wrong with Guinness. All right, so the next thing. Oh, and this outfit. I've had this for 9 years, at least 9 years. I did some Facebook memorying, and I wore it to school. I wear it to the parades. I will wear it in my basement, and then I will put it away for next year. It is very stained. The polyester is not aging particularly well, but I will wear it until it is in tatters. So, let's talk about Formula One racing. I have nothing against NASCAR and the American tradition of stock car racing and hoorah Americanism, but F1, Formula One racing, is classier, it's faster, it's cooler on all levels. The cars are more interesting, there's more science involved. On every particulate participle I could speak to, F1 racing is the best. The personalities are better. And particularly Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen are kind of your 1 and 2. Lewis Hamilton is one of the most recognizable athletes on the planet. He's Sir, by the way. Sir Lewis Carl Davidson Hamilton. He's a little older. He was born in 85. He's about my age. So in terms of competing on the main tour, he's in his later years. But man, him and Michael Schumacher are the two most prestigious, prolific racers of all time. You will know Lewis Hamilton from his days at Mercedes. He was a cornerstone of that team. He recently moved to Ferrari amid some controversy. As you might know from the wildly successful Netflix show on F1 racing, each team, there are very few teams at the top tier because it is expensive and there's an incredible amount of science and ingenuity involved. 80,000 parts to a F1 racing car, by the way. Anyway, you have a 1 driver and a 2 driver, and depending on if your number 2 driver is ascending and you're descending, there can be some friction and controversy for the international folks out there. And so a lot of factors chose Hamilton and moved to Ferrari. I would say Mercedes, Ferrari are two of the bigger teams. Red Bull's obviously also a huge team. Max Verstappen is an up-and-comer. He's won the last 4 titles. Obviously, similar to NASCAR, you have races. You get points for podium finishes. At the end, there's crowned a champion. He has the most points. He's had the most points for a while. But let's just look at Lewis Hamilton's statistics briefly. He has 105 wins, which is tied for Michael Schumacher. Pole positions, 104. That means in qualifying, he had the fastest 2-lap average. 202 podium finishes. He is excellent. There were years where he was 1, 2, or 3 essentially in all the races, and that is fantastic. Because it takes very, very little, right, to lose your edge or to lose your focus or to have a meltdown in terms of the car. So his consistency is absolutely outstanding. The F1 is the premier circuit. They go to Dubai. They basically go to all the continents. What I like about F1 is it's classy. It's so much science, so much physics involved, so much interest, and you see people wearing Ferrari jackets globally, Mercedes-Benz, all the major car companies who put out the really high-end vehicles, and they race on very interesting and intricate tracks. They do some oval tracks as well, but F1 is able to expand out and do some really interesting tracks with more corners and swerves and different designs, which is interesting. I always thought one of the bummers about NASCAR here in the States was that it was just the pretty much circular oval, with a few exceptions. I know I'm simplifying things a bit, but F1 racers go from 0 to 160 kilometers an hour in 4 seconds. There's so much that goes on. There's so much that goes into these cars, these vehicles, and drivers. The physicality, they lose about 4 kilograms, probably sweat. It's hot. You're fighting the wheel. It's very physical, very demanding. You've seen probably videos of them and their speed reflexes, catching those things that fall down. You know what I mean. And so it's interesting. I think that a lot of Americans, including myself, kind of got back into it via that Netflix show, which kind of went through the season, talked about the different personalities, talked about the cars, what goes into it, the engineering, the travel, the cost, the glamour, the glory, Monte Carlo. Anyway, it is just a superior product to NASCAR racing. I might lose a subscriber or 2 over that statement, but I am objectively speaking the truth. F1 racing is the preeminent, prestigious auto racing circuit on the planet, and it has been for many, many decades. It just is slower to come to America. But anyway, go to Europe or go to anywhere else in the country, in the world, and you're going to see Mercedes-Benz jackets and Ferrari jackets and the whole 9 yards. My last thing on this beautiful St. Patrick's Day, is it getting harder to find relevant, credible information on the internet? I think it is, and this is kind of not a conspiracy theory per se, but this is a topic of conversation that I've had with some friends. There is some debate about whether AI bots are generating and churning out content for other bots to digest and to synthesize. And so some of the things that you are getting through your Google searches, through the Gemini, through the OpenAI, ChatGPT, all those prompts, even Canva has got into the mix now. It's just churn. It's just sort of just huge churn by bots who are just cranking information to feed each other to elevate the platform. And so it's harder to find good information on the web that's written by a human, peer-reviewed. I don't know how much of Wikipedia now is just being fine-tuned or overrun by AI bots who have received prompts to just create content for other bots to digest and to supposedly increase the reliability of the algorithm and the fidelity of the data. So I tried to Google, is it getting harder to find information on the internet? And obviously it's a bit different. Obviously the ad revenue game, the monetization has increased. So you're getting very personalized search results that you are probably not aware that you have led yourself down a certain pathway, whether it's cookie related, whether it's marketing research, whether it's online shopping, what you've researched on Facebook. Everything is kind of creating a more personalized view. So what I'm typing a question on F1 racing on my computer, on my Google platform with my cookies and history, it's probably looking different from yours because everything is so much more personalized and tailored because, unfortunately, the big M, marketing, monetization, revenue, is really at the backbone of the internet, unfortunately. It's all about money. It's always been about money. But with the inclusion of AI bots, I think the two pillars coming together have created a system where it is seemingly harder to get what you want from the internet at any given time. So obviously more to come on internet stuff and folklore of St. Patrick's Day. Gave you some fun facts about that. Do yourself a favor and check out the F1 stuff. Check out the universe that it has spawned, whether it's the TV show on Netflix, whether it's, I think ESPN has a lot of the races and qualifying competitions. It is fantastic. It is utterly captivating. It's one of those things where you gain an appreciation the more you look and research what truly goes into the making of not only the drivers themselves, who at age like 3 or 4 are already go-karting. They've been in cockpits in cars all their very darn lives, and 231 miles an hour is no joke. And it's morbid to say so, but obviously, like when they crash and to see them walk away from these horrific crashes because of the technology and the headgear and the bracing systems and everything else it's just so interesting. Obviously, it's a ton of money, so you can debate till you're blue in the face. Is this a good investment of money and time? I don't have the answer to that. All I know is that it's very enjoyable. So happy St. Patrick's Day. I wish you and yours a very splendid day of fun and frivolity. And I will be revealing my bracket soon. And just get out there, be above the line, and have a good one. Bye.